just gets backstepped here. His teammate wants to pick him up, but I don't think that Keroro is going to allow him that. And Peter cannot do a lot to help his teammates in this situation.
Being bountied by a team, putting Sunside as
back into this game. And I say be able to make sure that you have a bit more space to work with together to move
the overall. Also another vicinity within the midpoint of our new zone, and Mal equipping with the AWMY. We could do that, but still a very scary weapon.
This is a very most importantly, if they do break into that circle, there's Falcons waiting for them. There's AGAL waiting for them. And that's the worst part, because AGAL and DRG are currently on that same amount of points. They need to both be able to kind of like break each other to be able to earn their spot into that top 12. And it's really scary, especially when you're up against a team like Falcons.
Another potential team going to point rush. Movie star Rainbow 7. Playing it slow, does not enter the zone early. From Railroad, it looks like they are opt to go to Carousel. But the thing about playing in Carousel is that there is a body of water, so if they were to play around near that water, it could prove detrimental. Meanwhile, again, another team has entered base camp. This time around, it is Virtus Pro. Yet to get an elimination point in our game right here. They are side by side with Team Falcons as well as Team Vision System. Meanwhile, Lost just exited Rivermouth.
You know, I think the panel had that question just now. Will Buriram United actually make it to that top 12? Can they actually, maintain that point to be able to secure themselves here? And, I think the panel had a good, indication of saying, yeah, it's Buriram United. You don't really have to worry about them too much. They're explosive. They can start the day strong. They can still get enough, enough points to just maintain that top 12. And then suddenly in the point rush, in the champions rush, they hit the ground running. But in this situation where so many teams are this competitive, how long are you going to be just sitting on that back foot? Are you not going to try show a bit more of the competitiveness, or are you just going to just do the bare minimum here?
I believe the bare minimum would be the least effort they could put for Buriram United, because judging from the points that they have, they are at high percentage to proceed. Right now we're looking at them.
Yes.
Yeah, same for Lost. Right now they are quite how can I say, comfortable to be current, being as they have sufficient points to be proceeding towards the point rush stage. And again, this is the airdrop brought to you by STC. Okay, very nice. I'm not so sure what's inside, but I believe this is a golden airdrop, so maybe either a Groza or AWM inside. Now we're looking reside. Awaiting them in front is AGAL, but they are going to use that mini jump pad to try to go to front. And Dragons awaiting the new zone. And now talking about the zone, those who are inside are actually right smack in the middle. Falcons, Virtus Pro, and also I believe only one member of Team Onyx Olympus. Therefore, the team that is in the middle of the zone will try to kick peep. Meanwhile, RRQ and R7.
Yeah, very aggressive coming for RQ here. They're hot up that win this morning. They've done the rituals, and it's working out very well as R7 just crumble. Games King falls as well. The rest of RQ just taking their time, moving together as a unit. They've gotten 2 members of R7 already, and they can now chill. They're playing at the side of the zone here. The rest of R7 forced out there, back in the open, into the zone again. This is the question. What are you going to do here? You have a vehicle, yes. You have to go for a longer rotation for sure, but time is ticking.
He's trying to adjust the vehicle. Yeah, you could reverse Hux. However, he's now all alone. Not much coin for him to revive at least one person. So his only option is either to survive or trying to find maybe a respawn platform. But sadly, the current circle does not provide him that option. So Hux has to play alone. And meanwhile, we're looking RRQ flying towards the base camp, trying to get to the center point of the new zone. Meanwhile, Pain Gaming blast being disturbed by one lone member of Onyx Olympus, and Lost is looking at AGL.
They're holding completely open. They have the scoped weapon as well to allow them to go for these long-range fights. But the fights that are long-range are taken away by Q, as Hux eventually does fall to Onyx. In fact, who has placed himself out there in the open. But for the rest of AGL, they're stuck here. The zone's pushing. They're stuck literally between a rock and a hard place. As Rigby finds that first pick-off, Sypha falls, has to recover,
nice.
Can't do that. The glue walls are just much damage. Barros as well, the numbers are dwindling, and AGL don't seem to have an idea how exactly to recover from this situation. Few alone here, and now the members have followed a double kill for this guy who's putting in so much pressure. AGL falls, and I think for DRG, this could be the holy or the hallelujah moment they needed.
Under the mercy of Team Lost goes down AGL. The next thing you know, Dragons as well on 9th place. Lost yet again. Shoving bullets this time on towards RRQ. With the M249, definitely the weapon of choice of taking down barriers as well as glue walls. So Lost controlling RRQ, forcing them to beat Pro all on his own. And Adam finally got caught, but RRQ does with the grenade managed to get a triple, I believe, as Adam and two members of Virtus Pro have been eliminated. Exposy and Diamond has to run away. Exposy has to tank the snow grenade a little bit, and there you go. Onyx has been eliminated at 8th place, and now Chaos is upon them near base camp.
Because this hard shift is making everyone fight for that spot. But RQ is doing phenomenal in terms of positioning, in terms of style of circle, and they are still going on here. They just found the members of VRU as well, taken them down, and now they're on a rampage. Who else do you want to go for? They set their eyes onto Lost, puts a bit of chip down, rush forward, but because Pain space because Falcons is here to stop them.
Falcon taking down RRQ one by one, but no has the number. Only Dudes left alone, running for his life in one particular spot. And Motavia awaiting for that blue wall to go down. Only Dudes remaining between Pain Gaming and that second Booyah in EWC. Dudes trying to control the car together with Gus, but Gus bringing him out. Motavia secures the kill, and that is Booyah for Pain Gaming.
Valiant effort for RQ Dudes. He really delayed the inevitable. Tried his best to at least get a point or two before things went wrong. And you know what, Pain? Yeah, talk that smack talk, because honestly, you guys deserved it. Another booyah for them today. Not today, but in this particular week. And it looks so good. They're very methodical in terms of their rotations. They're very quick on the ball when it comes to rotations as well. It looked as though RQ had the W, if you ask me. But Pain Gaming decided, no, I can change the chains of destiny.
What a good run here for Pain Gaming on the last few moments of the game. You can see them taking down Lost and a saving grace, as well as Falcons fighting off against RRQ, where in that particular scowl, it was RRQ that come on top. However, due to the fact that members of RRQ has been eliminated by Team Falcon, that gave room for Pain Gaming to do their booyah moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, right after this, we are going to go to the stage with Carol for a very interesting interview. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, booyah at Alpine for Pain Gaming from Brazil, and that is their second booyah for EWC. So, let's go off to Carol on stage.
Thanks so much, guys. You have been doing a great work today. And so far, it was only match 4, and we have watched enough here today for the Brazilian teams. Another booyah from Pain Gaming, but right now we gotta talk with the Lost team. Wow. I have actually some stats to share with you, because you have the most eliminations overall among us, all the 3 groups. And you're for sure Falcons on AWC 24. How does it feel right now, seeing like you having being on the floor, já fiz trouxe algumas informações aqui que vocês estão ultrapassando o time da Evils, principalmente nos danos, né? E você tem as maiores eliminações dos 3 grupos até agora, mas obviamente que não dá para esquecer que no ano passado vocês ficaram no top 3, né? No antigo time da Netshoes Miners. Quero saber como é que tá o sentimento agora, depois disso tudo que eu compartilhei com você, que eu imagino que é muita coisa.
Ano passado nosso estilo de jogo era diferente, eu tipo, jogava mais pra safe e tal. E nosso time esse ano mal, mas depois foi campeão brasileiro e conseguiu classificar pro Mundial. E o nosso estilo de jogo tá muito bom, tipo, atrasado, só rushando, um estilo de jogo que eu gosto muito, nosso time gosta muito, que é mais puxado.
It's a mix of feelings because last year we had a totally different game style going on. Actually, we also have a team, but right now we feel way more still had a lot of mistakes to be fixed, but we overcome. We won Free Fire World Series Brazil, and we came here as a champion of Brazil, and we are here for sure, very confident to take the trophy. And right now I want to know your expectations for the rest of the day, because you guys have done so much here. You got Booyahs yesterday, you got another Booyah today, and for sure I would like to know if your main goal is to finish as the best team of the day. Com certeza vocês estão a fase classificatória, o último dia da fase classificatória, e eu quero saber suas maiores expectativas e se não só no topo de tabela, mas melhor time do dia.
Isso é um objetivo nosso, terminar como o primeiro time do dia e melhor da tabela também. E as expectativas estão melhor, tipo, manter sempre o pé no chão e sempre.
Tem algum recado pro Brasil?
Recado pro Brasil que nós vamos amassar, se Deus quiser, nós vai ser campeão.
Perfect. So he basically said the confidence of the team is just rising up after matches and it's only the knockout stage, but they are seeking, they are thirsty for the trophy, and they will not allowed to come back to Brazil without the trophy. And that's all, my friends. We have watched great actions on Free Fire today. Today is the last day of knockout stage, and there's still a lot more to come, and I'm excited to be part of this. All right, so let's go for a quick break, and we'll be right back. 2025.
Double kill. Rampage. Killing spree. Killing spree.
What is up, folks? Welcome to What's in the Bowl at Free Fire Esports World Cup 2025. I'm your host, Husky, and today I have 2 gentlemen with me on the couch from Virtus Pro. Welcome to the show. I want to quickly explain the rules, quick and simple. There are 2 bowls of this sort on the table, which the players will draw from. Plenty of notes inside. When they draw the notes, they will have to read it, hide it from their partners, and have them guess what it is. They could use audio cues, they could do actions, they could do anything they want. So, are we ready? Take your draw. Don't show him. What have you got?
ปืนไฮไลท์เก่าปืนสายไฮไลท์เก่าสองยาว M104 นี่แมปใหญ่เล่นกันเหรอใช่แบน12ใช่
Yes, correct. It's the SPAS 12. Okay, good job. Number 1 point for you. Now it's your turn.
ปืนสไนเปอร์ถือทุกเกมเวลาเปิดคลังแจคลังที่กูถือทุกเกมเวลาเข้าไปในคลังวายปืนฮิว วาดแป๊บแมปทะเลหรือเปล่า
For EWC. And that's all for What's in the Bowl. And I'll see you guys in the next one.
Hi everyone, it's Yunsul and we are here at the Esports World Cup 2025 Boulevard. Very lively here, the gaming district, place for you to enjoy esports. But the most special thing about here is the food. Southern region dishes, all of the regional dishes. So, I hope you guys will enjoy the moment on the camera. But if you can, please come here and share the fun with us right here at Esports World Cup 2025 Boulevard.
Não, vai matar. Deixa o moto. Deixa o moto matar o último. Deixa o moto matar o último.
Eu vou salvar, deixa o moto, fica na boa, Pet.
Só mata o último, mano. Ô, porra. Sem bala.
Relaxa, fica na boa. Quer Oscar, alguma coisa?
Faz no sigilo aí, força no sigilo aí.
Verde, dá uma tira. Vamos na panela, velho. Mas não mata. Não mata, Pet. Fica na boa. No carro. Vou pegar o carro pra ele não pegar.
659. Matei.
Você, caralho. Você, bate.
Pain Gaming show us pain by securing the 4th booyah today on Alpine. RRQ, so close, yet so far. And unfortunately, no back-to-back booyahs for any of these teams as of yet. But we did have a off-camera discussion about this, Gideon. Pain Gaming needed that booyah, and now they've picked up the bunch of points. Is Pain safe? Are they feeling safe now? Or are they still on the verge of maybe having a bit of an instability moment?
Well, I think, two things that are going really well for Pain Gaming as of right now. The second half of the maps is something that they've, shown us on day number 1 that, hey, we can actually get a good amount of elimination points on top of placement points no matter the map. So that consistency is always great. Second of all, the fact is they're breaking into top 12s pretty easily. I think they are relatively secure. I mean, Neptune, you can fact check me on this
that we keep talking about. So yeah, currently 5th, and then also that final 5v5 or 4v4, it also brought RRQ to top 6. They have breached it in with 131 points. So I guess for these two teams, despite of RRQ not getting that booyah, I think they're in a safe spot.
Weekend, but very quickly though, we do have even though they didn't get the booyah, they still topped the charts there with the most points thanks to those eliminations. But RRQ, Pain Gaming, locking in their spots. Team Falcons, I mean, they're going to be happy with themselves as well, right? Just grabbing up some more points, climbing up higher and higher on that leaderboard. But we're not done paying for those points to make it to top 12. So are we looking at maybe like 10th place until 14th? 9th until 11th, like where we kind of going here?
Well, judging from the numbers, those that is very close at 100 spot, which is 106. That is where Fluxo is. So them together with Movistar R7, they have no say in it. They won't be playing for today, so Movistar R7 as well as Buddha United will be able to move up.
I mean, it's not yet specifically 12 on top of 13 AGAL, and as well as there's still their map.
Third map still failing, so like it might be I would say hanging in there on the top 12. Very close, I would say based on calculation and performance. So hopefully they bring it on the remaining maps.
All right, gentlemen, it looks like we're almost ready to jump into our 5th map of the day. But before that, though, it looks like our casters are on the main stage. What's happening, casters?
The echoes, the cheers, the screams, the support, primarily from our returning champions, Team Falcons. Yeah. Falcons, let me hear your noise, Team Falcons!
And it's not just about Falcons. We've got Indonesia in the house as well. Indonesia, make some noise!
Great stuff so far. Love the energy, love the atmosphere. Atmosphere is electric, but not just Indonesia. Because supporters from the Middle East, Dragon Esports! Oh, here we go.
Oh, a little bit more noise. But if you hear from Gideon, we've got our Bangladeshi boys in the house as well. Red Hawks!
That's what we like. But if there's one thing that everyone in the stadium can agree on, Free Fire fans, make some noise!
And that's what it's all about. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are going to be throwing it on over to our casters. 2 more games. Let's see who survives the knockout stage.
All right, Hotshot, AGAL, Dragons, Virtus Pro, and as well as Onyx Olympus. This is the 5 teams that are currently close with each other within the relegation zone. Sadly for Alpha 34, not actually qualify to the point.
Neck and neck, AGAL and Dragon Esports.
Yeah, by 2 points.
Yeah, by 2 points. It's just crazy stuff. I thought that, you know, the point disparity would be a bit more, especially since last game, you know, AGAL was eliminated a little bit earlier, but no, they're now coming into this one, I think about 2 more maps to go. Things are getting hot. Things are looking very, very scary for these teams. And meanwhile, for teams who are at the top, a little bit more, I would say, safe in terms of their points. Buriram United over at 10th. So Hotshot Esports, AGAL, Dragons Esports.
Yeah, with only 13 points discrepancy between Hotshot, but Hotshot is not playing, so maybe the rivalry is between AGAL and Dragons. And right now we are in a next era. Whether or not these teams that we have mentioned could actually improve here, because anything can happen in the world of Free Fire. As you can see, Loss has managed to actually, so we just have to see. General has been eliminated by Pina. That was just the recent thing that we could see in our match, but sadly Falcons, they had to sacrifice 2 of their men, has managed to revive those who has fallen.
2 for 2. Fair enough, but the fight's not done. Pina will be the next one to fall. Kaone today has been so individually brilliant. They're allowed to just really roam around away from each other. They're allowed to take up for their teammates. And if push comes to shove, the rotations that come through have been great.
All right. You see on the kill feed, we see on the Olympus, we see Rainbow 7 and Dragons as well. Currently in Twin Towers, you can see that getting 1 by 1 members of Team Dragons. The MENA team is now being chased away. Seafox is meantime trying to find space for him to escape. Seafox has been found by Deya with the XMA, but Joker on Yasir! Oh no! That is for Dragons. 12th place.
And this is just music to AGAL's ears to be able to just really solidify their lead and leave DR knowing that there is that 1 more map, but there is that question as well. How far can AGAL go this map? How big will the lead be? And how much damage can they do here? Because AGAL has proven to us time and time again, they can do incredible damage to other teams. They can farm those kills as well. And in terms of rotations, they can be just as aggressive.
AGAL, as Dragons has been eliminated with 0 points. Meanwhile, Deya again trying to add points for Rainbow 7. A little bit slow onto Zairu here. Manages to actually take a glue wall down. However, Noki and Adam was caught off guard, entering Intellect Center into the mouth of the remaining members of Rainbow 7. With that said, R7 right now on fire with 6 elimination points.
R7 seems to get hot very, very early in the game, and it's really devastating if you allow them to really take the momentum. As Buriram United they want to challenge R7, but they aren't in the best position to do so. They're in a disadvantage. And off angle could be huge here, but Wasana not able to land that crucial shot.
R7 meeting in their ground. Is between them and Buriram. However, Buriram calculating the position of their team members, trying to circle around this Intellect Center. However, to no avail. Rainbow has fallen back. Buriram is doing the same thing as well. Meanwhile, for Pain Gaming, looks like some shots over teams in Intellect Center has to reroute their journey back towards, I believe this is Deca Square. with the pink flowers on the ground. One there, so it is safe for Pain Gaming to try to reset and regroup.
Just chilling there. I think this is just side by side with another team as well. I believe it's Red Hawks over in the same big here. But most of all, I think most teams just don't really want to take these early fights. Everyone's starting to be, nope, spoke too soon there. Hawks and Onyx happy to play a little bit more passive and just play together. Team Diamond ate a lot of damage here, but this is a sign for Abai to just rush full. BP, they're seeing right now, gets another point to his name. And RQ with 3, happy with that, and saying, okay, let's not pursue this. Pain, you can have that slot.
Nice push by RRQ, forcing Virtus Pro to flee back towards Deca Square, where Pain Gaming reside. Now with enemy inside, RRQ and Pain Gaming is at it together near Deca Square. Pointed out by both Pain Gaming and RRQ. And the update from the new zone, you can see that it encompasses Zipway, boxing gym, as well as a little bit of Mudside. Meanwhile, RRQ Dudes, who has been decimated by Pain Gaming. However, there is a small trade by RRQ as well by taking down Motovia.
Saw some long-range pickoffs as well through that kill feed. Right, as players are coming back into the game, no problem for Pain at least to bring Motovea back in here. But this other side is still very, very aggressive with Loss coming into the fray as well, getting 2 members of RRQ. RRQ here is scary because the other team is sandwiched between both Pain and Loss. These are 2 very, very strong teams. Kiba and Dudes, I think they're separating here. Dudes going for a longer a little longer rotation away. Means that Loss is going to try and find their way to just really dwindle down those numbers. Knows that Kiba is close. Every point is so precious. But RRQ shamelessly jumps on the bound here, but Lost this time. We're ready to receive.
RRQ not in a good spot here. Dudes has to be in the mud side, but then again has been eliminated by Team Loss. So for RRQ, they really need to re-strategize. And look, talking about RRQ, now Mal is in a predicament. Whether or not should he fight Pain Gaming Peter or should he fall? 6 points here for Pain Gaming with Motovia and Peter still alive. Pain Gaming prolongs the fight. Prolongs the survivability.
Without that, I mean, Pain Gaming, despite being on the back foot, less bodies to work with, they're still as aggressive. They're into, the point rush, you make it to the grand finals. They're very comfortable forward. What do we have to lose? Let's just go all out today. And the team that's currently on fire is Falcons. I have to say, for them, these late rotations, this is an interesting situation because they had a terrible, first day. Coming into today as well, the first half was just dismal. And then suddenly it felt like the third eye opened and the momentum fell into their laps. And then slowly but surely trying to claw their way back into the top. But it's not going to be an easy feat.
That's true. Vision for today had 2 games with good placements point, but sadly not enough as elimination is quite the placement point strategy, playing right around the super safe, looting maybe extra boxes that is around, but still, again, avoiding conflict with any players in our map. Meanwhile, on the kill feed, you can see Red Hawks managed to actually get a point from Pain Gaming, eliminating one of their members. And Falcons still within near the outside zone is struggling to actually add. Found a spot here near boxing gym.
Circle shift once again with teams such as Onyx as well as R7 already very comfortable with a knife if they choose to be. We'd love to see what's going on over there over to AGAL. It's not a bit more active here, but the same could be said about LOS, Loss. There we go, AGL from the compound here trying their best to shoo away R7. Yeah, R7 has a bit more space to work with, but they don't necessarily have the numbers as well. It's only 1 member left alive, but I have to say that there's a lot of respect given here toward Games King. They don't want to get isolated, they don't want to be put in a position where they're giving him this isolated 1v1s.
Oh, found.
You was just whatever micro angle he played, he is sharp, man.
I wish we could get a POV of you on how did he get that pixel shot onwards games eliminated, and that is it for R7 here. 10th place in next Terra. Meanwhile, RHK or Red Hawks from Bangladesh managed to actually knock down Moshi. That is a huge elimination by the team. And Red Hawks really needs the point right now, as they are quite far from the 12th spot.